This is my SmackDown review, and I would say this was a pretty good show. Drew called out Punk and Roman, and I would say by Drew standards, it was not up to the mark. But if you put it in general standards, it was a good thing. I know some people will say, okay, it's a rara, rile up your own locker room, but I do think maybe he did felt that maybe it was uncalled for, maybe he couldn't prepare material, but whatever response he did to the crowd reacted positively to him. Like in the start they were chanting for OTC, but then in the end when he said that I didn't go part time like anyone. I didn't leave during the pandemic, like referencing to Roman, talking about that line was good, that that there's a 280 kilo Scottish warrior, and at the other hand you have fragile Phil, whose career can end like on like one bad landing. So I did think he did a good job with that, but by Drew McIntyre standards, he could have done better. I know. I know that. But he did a good job. Like he was like, this is the number one championship because this has been held by the Hogans, the Flairs, and everything. I think he should have mentioned also how do you demean a title which you held for 4 years? Like the title that you're going after, you you trashed it. You trashed that title in a promo while decimating Rollins in a promo. So how does that make sense? Like for that title, you manipulated your family. You had them cheat to win, and I'm glad Drew mentioned that too. And then he also was smart to mention that the only thing was that they were taking digs at each other, but then one was defending them, not because they had any liking for him, but because they want to get one up. Like he was saying that you were like a bunch of teenagers doing that stuff. So yeah, he did put up like points which will sting a little, but I think maybe he could have used some better words, like the point about them being teenagers doing like dick measuring contests. Like maybe that could have been put in a more like insulting way than it was, because it was like a rara speech. It was good, but maybe not that much. Then Trick Williams interrupted him. He was like, you're worrying about the wrong people. Raheem, Cody, Randy, Roman, Punk. What you need to be worried about is me. And then Drew said that I told everyone to step and you stepped up, but you don't better interrupt me next time. Otherwise, I'm gonna put those lemon pepper steppers up where we don't mention it. At the start of the show, like you had Drew come out, him getting jumped by Cody Rhodes. Drew also got jumped by Jacob Fatu as well. So in a way, you can say maybe that was not the right approach. Looking at what happened on Raw, looking at what happened on Saturday night's main event, that was the right approach. But looking at what happened on Raw, maybe you could have not had that this week. But I get it. Like these are like in storyline, it makes sense for both of them to attack, because he ruined the, like they were brawling, he just randomly attacked both of them. So Cody comes out, and Cody had a very good promo. Like he was like that because of Drew McIntyre, because he's such a wrestling fan, that he saw what Roman and Punk were doing, and then talking about like a measuring contest, and they don't call me Raheem for no reason, implying the meme about him being Cody Raheem Rhodes African American heritage, and that African Americans have big dicks. So that was there. His promo was very good. It was essentially him being like, I could not be at the echelon of wrestling because of Drew McIntyre, and like I'm gonna make sure that Drew doesn't even make it till Mania. And it was a good promo. Maybe it's just that some Cody gives a good promo, but maybe his voice makes it sound a little bit kiddish and funny. But it was a good promo, and the crowd was actually on his side today. And we have seen for some time, like some crowds are starting to turn against Cody, but I think this promo did make the crowd like him a lot. Jacob attacking him backstage, Nick Aldis announcing that Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week will be Jacob, Sammy, and Cody. So I think like scenarios that can happen is Cody wins by pinning Sammy because Sammy was shown sad backstage and Trick Williams was also like, I do not feel sorry for you, Sammy, and all. And then the other thing that you can happen is have Jacob win because you can have Drew come out there and maybe he attacks Cody because the other thing is Drew has always stated that he didn't attack Jacob, that the only reason he attacked Jacob is because he kind of feels like he's coming for his WWE title recently, but maybe he wants to make like, okay, I'm just attacking Cody like he did at the Rumble. So that way Jacob wins. Or the third thing, Drew attacks both Cody and Jacob, and that way maybe Sammy steals a win. That way Sammy can go to Mania, and you can have Drew versus Cody versus Jacob at the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship. You have Randy win the chamber because he won the triple threat where Alistair, Randy, and Solo were there, and then at backstage also Alistair was like, so many legends retiring. I'm happy that you are still here, at least one side of you. The thing is, I like Alistair's character. Like he has kind of taken over like Karen Cross's devil on the shoulder stuff. The only thing is he doesn't look intimidating. Maybe it's because they don't really lean into the supernatural stuff. But then that is the thing. Triple H is not that comfortable with the supernatural stuff, and you don't know when you lean into it too much. Like there is no like barrier there where you can decide, okay, that is too much. So yeah, maybe he needs to go to the tag team division, maybe a run there, maybe get himself a little bit some wins, and then maybe go there. Maybe that was the plan with Black and Damien Priest, but that went on for too long. I think you have to do something to make him a threat again. We all knew that Solo was there to take up, and Randy Orton still finding new ways to take an RKO. It's like he summoned an RKO, like he was grabbing his back, and he was like, "Is he there or not?" Like him having his spidey senses, and then he just RKO'd Solo and then pinned him. So he's going forward. So talking about that, maybe you have Randy win the chamber, and then you have Cody win in the triple threat elimination chamber, setting up WrestleMania Night One. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed champion, versus Randy Orton, where maybe Cody turns heel in the match and he defeats Randy to retain the undisputed championship. The thing is, as an idea, I don't dislike it. If it was that Cody was still the WWE champion, like Drew didn't win the WWE championship, I wouldn't have minded it. But now that Drew has won, I just hope that he stays still Mania. Like already Drew got those shots by Roman and Punk. He's not getting the night two main event. He's going to be night one. Like I think it will really tarnish his like renewed resurgence that he has had as a main eventer if he doesn't walk into WrestleMania 43 for 42 night one as your WWE undisputed champion. So I hope they don't do that, but I can see them doing that because they want to sell WrestleMania. And I think a Cody versus Randy match, straight up singles match, even though they have had one at King of the Ring finals, but a Cody versus Randy, like for the undisputed championship match, is kind of like maybe more marketable and will make more money for them rather than a Drew Cody Jacob match. Because then you can have Drew versus Jacob and you can have Cody versus Randy, and Jacob can win that. But I think please don't do that. I because the thing is also maybe both of them don't go to the chamber, and that is then maybe they have like a singles match at elimination chamber, maybe something like, please, they have a grudge match, maybe Drew destroys them there also. I just hope, please have Drew walk into the WrestleMania as WWE champion. Another thing, Rio defended their titles against Julia and Kiana James. Why did Julia get pinned? The match was good, but Kiana James is just there to get pinned. Julia is a United States champion. Why is she getting pinned? Doesn't make sense to me. Then you're having Naya and Lash getting a title shot next week against Rhea and Io. Like you don't need to have them defend their title so quick. Like the next defense can happen after Elimination Chamber. But I do think maybe they want to give Lash and Nia the tag titles, and maybe have Rhea and Io go into the elimination chamber as singles competitors, and maybe some fallout happens, and then Rhea versus Io at WrestleMania. Finally, Rhea gets her win over Io. Maybe that's the point, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to me. And maybe that's why they didn't have Lash Legend win their triple threat match that Tiffany, Chelsea, and Lash had. I think they're like, okay, we can't push you as a single star now, but we gave you such a push in the Royal Rumble. Like, she was a monster. She eliminated like 8 people. So I think they're like, maybe we can't give you that singles push right now, but we'll immediately put the tag titles on you and Naya. So we'll in cash on the popularity that you've had now, you've got from the Rumble, but in a different way. Maybe that's the point. Also, Johnny is in depression. He's missing Champa. That's why he's laying on like an NXT bag. And Candice is like asking the tag team division, like Motor City Machine Guns, finally back on TV. She was asking them like what to do. Even Fraxium were there. I think this is eventually going to lead to a face turn, and we're gonna have a probably a Johnny Gargano face run in the mid card, probably. And also, you had Carmelo defending his title against Miz. Miz is not a good catcher, but Miz had a good match against Carmelo, and Carmelo won. So finally, the Carmelo Miz stuff is over, and we can move forward. It's just that Ilya is stuck in this. I'm not gonna say stuck because it's good. It's just that we have seen Carmelo versus Ilya so many times. I'm like what? Can't you give Ilya something else? Then Kit Wilson came out, said the most sus stuff, was like, shh, just take it. While he was shaking his hips, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is happening on my TV? And then Owa Femi comes out, and like now he has added this, that he doesn't just does his walkie walk, he also talks about how he's gonna murder his opponents in the ring. He comes out. Kit Wilson is like, you are toxic and I'm a feminist. And this gimmick was done for like, got your lips. And it is still that. So, and then Oba just fucking chopped the hell out of him, destroyed him, pinned him, and won. Again, great stuff. So if squash matches are done effectively, it can work. Though I do want to see where Oba goes. I think he'll go to Raw, because I think probably we're gonna have Trick, Damien, maybe R Truth, or they're gonna put maybe Tama Tonga in one of those matches, because Tama Tonga defeated Shinsuke Nakamura because of all the interferences. Also, my boy JC Mateo, what was his name? Jeff Cobb is a tag team champion in the WWE now. So because Evil is gonna come, so I think maybe they do that. Maybe you have Royce Keys uh, come there, distract Damien, and maybe Trick gets the win over there. Because no Royce Keys here, and I think if you put Oba and Royce Keys on the same brand, I think it's gonna diminish Royce Keys, because both are like strongmen, and Oba has infinite more charisma than him. I think putting him on Raw right now because of the Royce Keys factor is different. And if you're having his feud against Brock Lesnar to Mania, like it doesn't really matter. So you can have him on Raw and have him do the same stuff like squashing people and everything. Apart from that, also announced that next week is going to be Julia, Alexa, and who else? I don't remember. In that match, are going to be in an elimination chamber qualifying match. So Alexa is probably going to go there because you have Tiffany there and Alexa there. Yeah, what else did happen on the show? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? I don't think so. I'm missing something. So, what do you think about the show? What do you think about my review? Tell me in the comment section. If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share with those who do. My social media accounts, which are my Twitter /X account and my Instagram account, links are in the description. So, go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is shabbaz@okicici, is also in the description. So, go donate any amount of money which which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So, that was it for you for today. So, thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.